Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am with the lovely Holly Johnson. We've been talking all morning for BR. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Thanks.
It's so good to see you. And I'm so excited because you help me every time you come on just talking about finances, spending, but you do it in such a matter of fact and simplistic way that really hits me. So I feel like everyone can really learn from you, Holly.
Well, thanks.
I mean that.
I learned by my mistakes, I think.
I love it. Well, we were speaking before off the couch. We were talking about the quality of life here and how much we love living in Vail. And I love what you said. Sometimes living somewhere that you love, it does cost a little bit more, and you have to think about the quality of life and what you're getting. And I thought that was a beautiful sentiment because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I kind of look at things a lot from the ROI. Like,
Yes.
what's the return to me? And
Right.
if I'm going to spend money, what's the return to me?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, well, if I can't make money, is it delivering value to me?
Right. I love that. And so, Holly, I know a little bit about 4BR, but can you take us back and kind of tell us what it is, kind of the roots of all of this?
Yeah.
Yes.
So 4BR was founded 14 years ago by a woman named Tammy Urbach.
Okay.
And she came from the mortgage lending sales industry, and that's a lot of what we're dealing with 4BR. It's called Building Better Business by Referral. And so she wanted something. People may have heard of BNI, which is Business
Yeah.
Network International, and they're a referral organization too, but they're very money focused, which
Okay.
nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But she really wanted something that was more encompassing, that included, supporting nonprofits, being involved in the community, and helping people look at their business life as a whole
I like
circle
that. Yes. It's
instead
very
of
important.
just because if it's all about the money, and I do that as a profit acceleration coach, and I say to my clients, what's your goal? And if it might be, they want to break 7 figures, and I'm like, okay, that's great, nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I got there too, and then I hated my job. But what does that mean to you in terms
Right.
of your quality of life? Because there's 7 areas of every successful business, and 2 of those have to do with working less and making more money.
Cool.
So how do we get there? And then spending more time with family and friends. And so,
Very important.
And I say that because 4BR is really all-encompassing. We have a professional development program every quarter that
Okay.
varies. Q1 we did, where are you now? What's your goal by the end of the year? And then how do you chunk that down?
Okay.
So if you, let's say, for ease of simplicity, you want to make $250,000. Okay, so that's what, $20,000 a month,
Right.
give or take. And so, how are you going to make $20,000 in Q1? And then how are you going to chunk that down week by week so that you know and you can kind of track it?
Okay.
Because it's a lot easier to make up a little bit of a loss than
Okay.
it is to go, like, even $20,000 can seem like a lot, but
Right,
if you chunk
yes.
it down, that's $5,000 a month, and you
See,
go,
that's-
is that realistic?
Okay.
And so you can kind of adjust your goals and say, okay, what's on the books, what's not on the books, where are my opportunities,
Okay.
and move forward.
I love that. Well, and I like that you said to make it, I was just looking at the website, it's so neat, like to kind of simplify and break it down, because I think so often, you're right, we get these numbers in our heads, or at least I do, and I get so nervous. Like it sounds like so much money, like I don't know how to, and then little by little, week by week, you can kind of do different things to make sure you're getting to your end goal, which is
Right.
great. Yeah.
And so we meet once a week,
Okay.
and a lot of people go, oh my God, once a week?
Yeah.
I'm going, doesn't your business deserve
Right.
an hour and a
Yes.
half or 2 hours of your day
Yes.
every week?
Right.
And we always start off with a get to know you kind of thing, and it could be it's a random question. And Tammy feeds these. There's 30 some odd chapters all over the country, most of which
Wow.
are along the Front Range. And then I started the Eagle and Edwards chapters. Edwards is about 2 years old now.
Okay.
Coming May, we started. And then Eagle is about 7 months old.
And have you seen people getting even, because right now, with the weight of the world and the way everything's expensive, are you seeing people more excited to get involved and understand money more and like how to, yeah.
Yeah, because we're dealing mostly with small business owners
Right.
and sales professionals and real estate brokers, and we are category exclusive.
Okay.
So we only have one residential real estate broker,
That's
one commercial,
awesome.
one development. In some categories we break them down.
Okay.
But we have everybody from painting companies to roofing companies to flooring companies. And so when
Cool.
we're looking at who to bring into the group, we look at it from not only a business standpoint, but what do we want to use personally? Because
Right.
our priority is to refer business to them before anybody else, and we get
So
to know
cool.
them. And so we start off with a get to know you question. This week's question was, what car did you learn how to drive in?
I love it.
I mean, mine was a bright green Toyota Corona,
I love-
with a stick shift. And
Oh, gosh.
it was a manual steering wheel. There was nothing,
No.
I mean, you got to work out parallel parking
What does that say
car.
about you? You are so good at like overcoming obstacles. I love that.
Yeah, well, it's like I really wanted to learn how to drive, even if it
Literally,
was a
yes.
stick shift with no power or anything. And then we go into what we call a 30-second commercial, where
Okay.
you stand up and you have basically one floor on an elevator to
Okay.
engage somebody, not sell somebody, but
Oh,
engage them.
okay.
And so mine is, because I'm a profit acceleration coach, how would you like to add $50,000 or $100,000 to your business without
Okay.
spending more money on marketing or advertising?
Yes.
And what that does is it's like, well, like who wouldn't, right?
Right, yeah.
And so you've got this curiosity, and they go, well, me, like, how do
Right.
you do that?
How do I get my
Right.
foot in the door? That's,
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
love
so,
that.
and then you're in a dialogue.
Right.
And if we all stand up, so I say my role as territory leader is to get you comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Because
Oh.
we're all going to walk into an event or
Right.
meet somebody or whatever and not feel comfortable.
Yes.
And standing up and talking about and trying to engage somebody is pretty uncomfortable. But it's crazy good to see how people just evolve over time. And I've seen people who were so shy and introverted, and they're standing up and they're out doing seminars now
So
and
neat.
really evolving themselves personally and professionally.
I think you're right, because that's so very important to be able to go and speak to someone and really get your words to become simplistic and clear, but engaged. And so people are excited to
Right.
learn more. Holly, when people are excited to hear more about 4BR and get signed up, how does the membership piece go? I know we were talking a little bit about this last time.
So we meet once a week, Wednesdays at E-Town, and all of the
Love it.
meetings take place over some element of a meal.
Okay.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or happy hour, and it's up to the kind of the territory leader, or just say, where's a gap that we can fill in.
Okay.
And then we encourage everybody to go to 2 meetings,
Okay.
because it's pretty overwhelming. We have 25 people in our Edwards group,
Wow.
and we have 9 in Eagle,
Okay.
and in growing that, our goal is to be at least 15 by the end of the year.
Cool.
And so, and Edwards is now self-perpetuating. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to go to a meeting, a referral group meeting with 25 people
Yes,
in it.
totally, yeah.
And so we build that, and then, so after 2 meetings, and they're involved in the meeting, just like they were a member. And then the dues are $725 a year.
Right.
And there's a initial $150 admin fee.
And I like what you said to me when we were speaking about this. Can you kind of remind everyone about, like, that sounds like a big chunk of change, like you said, 725, but a month, that's how much?
It's 60, well, if you
Right.
add in the 150, it's $65 a month
And-
for your business. I mean,
Right.
you can't even go out for dinner
Yes,
for that.
That's what we were just saying. Yeah.
And and that's kind of what we were talking about, is how do you want to spend your money,
Right.
and how do you want to invest your money?
Right.
And the other thing is that our professional development this quarter is tracking referrals. I mean,
Okay.
I have a 500% return on my investment from
Wow.
4BR. And
Yeah.
so starting to pay attention, who is referring you,
Right.
what are your referral sources, and how can you nurture those? And the other benefit is, if your category isn't represented, I go down to Denver once a month.
Yeah.
Because I'm also expanded my territory to 4 groups down there, but I can go down there and be a featured speaker. And that's the other thing that we
Cool.
do, is that once a week, every week, we have a featured speaker in the group. So
Oh, that's
you get to
neat.
learn how to present. The group gets to ask you questions. We get to know each other personally.
That's so,
Yeah.
well, it's a win-win, because you're learning so much about how to make your company not survive, but thrive, I would say.
Right.
And also you're getting these connections that you cannot, quote unquote, buy. And I know a couple of people that are in, I won't name names, but they enjoy it.
Yeah.
They enjoy coming. And so that's neat that it's exciting, it's fun, you're with peers and you're learning and you get all these skills and tools to take with you.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a win. And like we said, you cannot go out for dinner anymore for 60.
Right.
It's like, that is it's a good deal. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
And we also, all of the groups, we sponsor a nonprofit in
Oh,
each one
okay.
too.
Neat.
And
Okay.
so we support that, and we hold each other accountable through a point system.
Okay.
We get 12 points a quarter. 6 of those we encourage people to do referrals.
Okay.
And so I always say, if people go, oh my God, the points, and
You're
I
like,
go,
"It's fine."
you're going to have to really try not to do this. It's kind of like getting a D or an F in school.
Right.
Like you're going to consciously make sure that you're not showing up and not doing your homework.
Right.
I've never known anybody
When
who
not
didn't
to-
get their 12
So don't
points.
be threatened by that. Don't
No.
be nervous.
Yeah, we actually see it as a benefit because it encourages us to make sure that we're doing one-on-ones with each other and getting out and doing
Love
other
that.
things and continuing ed and getting to know each other through one-on-one meetings, because
So
there's a
cool.
whole different dynamic that happens even though we see each other every week. When you sit down for an hour face-to-face
Right.
with somebody,
Night and day different.
I've had more leads come through that way. That and my 15-minute presentations are
That's-
my greatest lead generators.
I have to assume that you have a lot of people that thank you all the time, because just from me meeting you a couple of times, you've given me a lot of tricks of the trade that have helped with me. Is that so just beautiful for you to see that you're helping inspire people, you're helping businesses to grow? It has to feel good.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
a
yeah.
connector.
Yes,
So,
you are.
I mean, to see this group, and whenever I walk in, I'm officially a member of the Eagle group because we're trying to grow that. But I walked into the Edwards group, and
Yeah.
we meet in the back room at
Yep.
E-Town, and the room is full, and I'm walking in
So
and
cool.
just going, and it's not about me, it's about the dynamic of the group and
Right.
how supportive we are of each other.
So
It's
neat.
it's really awesome.
Holly, that's amazing. And so when people want to learn more, where should they go? Where is the easiest?
Probably the easiest thing is to Google Holly Johnson in Edwards and
Okay.
find me and give me a call. And
Awesome.
I'm happy. Like I said, it really encourage people to come. And I say, if nothing else, come to the meeting.
Right.
Talk about what you do. We don't hold our guests to the 30-second commercial because we
Right.
want to get to know them a little better. Introduce yourself and your business to 25 people
How
or down
awesome
in
is that?
Eagle,
Yeah.
9. And we usually have a couple of guests too.
Right.
And get to know them and see if it might be a fit for you.
I love it. Well, Holly, you are my financial guru, I decided.
I love that. Okay.
Literally, I love that. For VR, Holly Johnson, thank you so much. We enjoy having you here at Good Morning Vail all the time.
Anytime. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.